America Radio.
2, 1, 0.
Concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
People will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You are men. You are men.
You always told the truth.
I've always tried to. We've seen rage and violence directed at American embassies over an awful internet video.
The next day, within 24 hours, you had a conversation with the Egyptian Prime Minister. You told him this: we know the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest.
She lied to me. She told me it was the fault of the video.
And to think that she has a shot at being our president, crooked Hillary Clinton. We can't let it happen. If I win, believe me, make America great again, and it's going to be greater than ever before. We have a chance to be greater than ever before.
Obviously, it would be a very serious matter for the United States if any country were to attempt to funnel funds to one of our political parties for any reason whatever.
Regularly takes in money from foreign sources. That's a threat to our democracy.
Also potentially troublesome development for Hillary Clinton.
Clinton Foundation accepted millions of dollars from 7 foreign governments when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State.
Saying that foreign nations have donated to the Clinton Foundation. Algeria was lobbying the U.S. at the time.
I read the news today. Oh boy. Taking donations from foreign countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. John, what in God's name are the Clintons doing?
Encountering some new ethical concerns tonight.
Taking money again from foreign governments.
I think many people were shocked.
The appearances are awkward at best.
This is a potentially catastrophic move for Hillary Clinton. Millions of dollars from foreign governments. This isn't just the appearance of a conflict of interest. It's a real conflict of interest.
That's not how our democracy operates. Tell all the other curs the lie's coming. You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
The United States.
This is America, Jack.
We're Americans.
This is the power of suggestion.
The ultimate gala spectacle. You want to hear the truth? Yeah, I want to hear the truth. The truth is,
its cruel symptoms can strike anyone.
That's all I'm going to say at this time. What creates an extraordinary life is an extraordinary mindset.
Now that I got your attention, listen to this.
Let's go!
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Control is good. 5, right counting. 3, 2, 1.
The Wayne Dupree Program.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, here on War Radio. We are America Radio. We are America Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting audio tonight For those that are looking for video and looking for what God has given me, we are doing audio tonight and for the rest of the week. The reason is because we had to ship out our camera. We had to ship out our. Oh man, did I just? Holy crap! Yeah. Well, this is. I think I just messed up. We had to move our stuff to Cleveland so that we could, because on Monday, we're doing the live video from Radio Row, and we're doing that. So we're happy to have you here with us tonight, and I hope that you like the new graphic there. That graphic is from our graphics guy that is in Cleveland right now. But let me introduce my group here, all the way from the West Coast, Miss Camry Nelson. What's up, Cam?
Hey, good evening. Glad to be here.
What's going on with yourself?
Oh, man. Just getting ready, actually starting to get prepared for my long haul.
Are you packing?
This weekend.
You packing?
I am packing.
Okay. All right. You packing. That's all I want to know.
I'm packing.
Okay,
I got half my stuff done so far.
Okay. And then we have Mr. Cole McNeely, the Millennium Falcon of the group. He, you can check him out on ColeMcNeely.com, and glad to have the millennial of the solar system here. What's up, man?
I was wondering where you're going.
I know. I ran into a block wall.
I'm more than happy to be with you tonight. It about tornadoed here in Indiana about a half hour ago, but we're up and running, and it's all good. I was a little worried I wasn't going to be here, but I am. So
I was worried I wasn't going to be here too, and I'm going to explain what happened before the show started. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this next guy. This guy is a legend. He's just a legend. Mr. Cole, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, Hutch?
Legend and Cole McNeely is just associated. I get it, Wayne.
I'm going to tell you.
A legend in my own mind, I guess. You went planetary with the Falcon there. Good evening. Good evening, Cole and Wayne and Cam, and special.
If I was
to the RSBN,
right,
moderator.
Yes. I'm sorry. I mean, if y'all would have known what just happened. Oh yeah, what just happened was the worst thing that could ever happen before a radio show. There was a Windows update, and I don't know. This thing acted like it was updating for the last 50 years. I mean, it was like 3%, 4%. I was like, really now? Now, Gates? Really? I mean, right now? You got to do this right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. And I mean, Hutch and I were in the military, so we know lateness is, if you showing up on time, you late. And, I just apologize for that. So expect a whole lot better from us in the future. But again, I'm glad to have everybody on here tonight. We have our Right Side Broadcasting Network chat room. We have our RSBN.TV.com. We have that chat room. We also have the Spreaker chat. We got people talking in different places. One of these times we're gonna have to bring y'all all under a tent, and Cam is gonna fix dinner for you.
Right, I'd love to cook, so it's my pleasure. As long as y'all like Southern food mixed with a little bit of spice and Hawaiian, I'm down.
That Southern food is comfort food. What's wrong with you?
Sure is, and it ain't healthy. Not one bit of it at all.
It ain't supposed to be.
I'm still on the right side of the dirt, and I love some sausage gravy now.
Come on now.
And I can make that out of bacon fat grease. Woo, Lordy.
This is getting real.
Do y'all eat scrapple?
I have eaten it. If you ever eat scrapple, ladies and gentlemen, do not look in the ingredients. Just don't look in the ingredients.
Just eat it, right? Just eat it.
Syrup on it. Just enjoy it, and that's all I can say about some scrapple.
Hey Cole, you ever had scrapple? You ain't too young.
I have not had scrapple. From that description, it sounds like I will never ever have scrapple in my entire life.
You're not too young to have scrapple.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. Fried up. It has to be fried. You got to cook it.
Very well fried.
Yes.
We got fried gizzards in Texas.
I don't eat gizzards though.
I like gizzards too.
I don't eat no gizzards. I mean,
come on, rattlesnake bites.
Nope.
Crocodile tail.
Nope.
Gator tail.
Nope.
Rat toes.
Nope. What?
Nothing?
What? Did she say rat toes?
Nothing with a rat. I ain't
eating no rat. What's wrong with you, Cam? You bringing a rat onto the show?
Come on, Dustin's like laughing. Let's go to Razoo's, Dustin. I know Angie will understand.
I ain't eating no rat. I see a rat on the Democratic side, but I ain't eating one.
Right.
You know. And now I have had squirrel. Come on, y'all. Fried squirrel tastes just like chicken.
The problem with squirrel is the way it looks before you cook it. It looks like a rat. So that's basically all it is. It's a rat with a bushy tail.
Hey, look, Marie55 in the RSBN chat room says scrapple is delicious. See, she knows. She knows. You slap that scrapple on.
She's probably from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. There we go. All right. And Dan. I don't want to get that. Dan Tegemeyer. Hey, this is the best. This is the best place so far. Wayne Dupree Show. Hey, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Compton 2952 says, "Don't mess with Texas." Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Wayne Dupree Show, and we talk everything. We talk everything from politics to news to politics to entertainment to news to politics, and and food. Yes, we do talk food. And but one thing that we are focused on right now, that is the GOP convention. We're focused on Donald Trump. We're focused on what he's doing and where he's going. We are with him. We want to fix this country together, and we know he's the best person for it. We know he's the best person for it. I'm telling you. And we're glad that all of you are tuned in to listen to us, give our opinions, and call out the people that are trying to stop this movement. And one of the people so dear to my heart, love her dearly, and she gives some of the best hugs that anybody could have. But I'm glad to have her on here tonight. She's a Trump surrogate. You've seen her battle liberals on TV. You've seen her also in front of the Tea Party. She's a warrior. She's a fighter. She's my sister, Scottie Nell Hughes. What's up, sis?
Wayne Dupree. Hey, I have a question for you.
What you got?
I know you're sitting here and you're working. And by the way, hello, everybody else out there. Thanks for having me back on again. I know everybody else who might be packing right now and getting ready for the RNC next week. If you are a Trump supporter, if you're a Republican, or if you realize what our current situation is going up against Hillary Clinton, you will join me in saying that I'm not fighting the Never Trumpers or the anti GOP nomineers anymore. I'm done. I'm literally going to look at them on set if I get questioned by them and like, why are you still talking? I'm done with you. Because I cannot have any more of my brain cells or my energy or my nerves. There's not enough Botox in this world. I have already spent 1 year dealing with these folks. Mm-hmm. I am done. My whole focus these days have got to be just like yours, Wayne, against this Hillary Clinton machine.
That's it.
That is rough.
That's all.
And I'm not going to give them any more attention. They're
right.
like spoiled children who lost. They're crybabies.
Yeah.
Put them in their room. Give them a spanking. Some of them I don't want to spank. And say bye-bye. I'm done.
Look, I agree with you 100%. I don't think that look. Yeah. I am going to say it, Scotty. We won. The country won. The voters won. The majority of the voters won. So let's put this thing to bed and go forward. If you can't get on the train, I don't give a hoot. Move.
Shut up and sit down.
That's right.
And know your role.
Know your role. That's right. Talk to the hand. Talk to the back. Talk in the next room. Just get out of the way.
Listen, I don't want to gloat. I really do not.
I ain't even trying to gloat.
No, and I was eating humble pie, but I have to tell you, if I show up in Cleveland and I get to go tomorrow, yay raw, and I have to deal with these Never Trumpers face to face, I'm not going to lie to you. Thursday night after the vote, I am going to look at them and go, booyah! And I am going to just wear Trump head to toe, and I am going to be the most obnoxious Trump train rider because they have driven me nuts. I had Rich Lowry today make me into an adverb. An adverb.
What did he say?
I am now an adverb.
What did he say?
Okay, so I didn't even know he was good. I didn't even know Rich Lowry knew who I was. We've debated once or twice, but come on, it's Rich Lowry. And he wrote in Politico, and I started getting tweets going, why did he have to sit there and make his case but bash you? What did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. He made the quote, he said in his Politico article that went out today, that of course Chuck Todd and all the other liberals thought was the most amazing creative thing. Christie has advantages, no doubt. He was the leading edge of GOP establishment submission to Trump. He has shown a willingness to prostitute himself to the mogul and to defend the indefensible, making himself the Scottie Nell Hughes of GOP office holders. What does that mean? I'm an adverb. I'm sorry. At least show me the proper respect of making me a noun, but not an adverb.
Sounds like somebody needs some wall-to-wall counseling. I'm just saying. Let me introduce Cam Nelson from California.
Hey, she just needs to keep talking, man. No, actually, I'm really excited because we talked about this, Scotty, this morning on the show. Okay, we can talk about it after you introduce everybody because Wayne said something this morning. My brains have been spinning on it every single day, and I think we've got the woman to start the movement. I'll just wait until our next little segment here, but
and then
I'm all fired up now. I'm going to mute now.
Yeah. Look,
welcome to my world. They wish there was a mute button. The world wishes there was of mine. They rejoice when I get laryngitis these days.
We also got the Millennial Falcon here, and the reason why I call him that is because
You're introducing me to guests that way too, Wayne. Great. Scotty, thanks for coming back on. My name's Cole McNeely.
I didn't even get to say the name. Okay, all right, whatever. Han Solo.
You guys
there.
are like multiplying because like every time I look at the screen, there's a new name popping up. I mean, congratulations, guys.
Sean Hannity said that too. How many people do you have on your show?
And then he cut off my question.
Sorry.
That's the worst part. Yeah, all right.
He's just jealous of your posse. You have your own
posse. Thank you. I have my posse. But, yeah. Okay, so, and then we also had Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr.
Good evening.
Did you ever heard of people like named Sam or Chris or Bob?
Well, actually, my name is Bob, but I'm going to keep my radio name. I want to thank you, Scotty, because you came on the Wayne Dupree program when it first started. You've been with us ever since, and we just truly appreciate you when you keep coming back. Thank you.
You know what? It's kind of like, I enjoy the flogging. I've got this really sick sense of humor, but you guys are a good flogging. It's one of those, it's like, yes, thank you, sir. May I have another? I go on CNN and it's like 8 people coming at you and they don't give you lashes. They also, make you pretend like you actually like it and you really don't like it. But anyways, okay. So we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. The first thing is, I hear that they have added the wall into the platform of the GOP, which is good. Which is, it's in there. But I'm not talking about Never Trump tonight with you. I'm not doing it. But I do want to talk about the possibility of things going crazy next week. We're only a few days out. So many, it seems like the media is drumming up once again something to happen. Even if something might not happen, they want something to happen. They want something to happen, and they keep on pushing these stories out. Friday is supposed to be a day of rage. Sunday night. Al Sharpton and the people are supposed to be in front of the arena. Okay? In front of the place where the GOP is having the convention. What the hell is happening?
They obviously don't know what Wayne Dupree does with protesters. I'm sorry. I'm like you, Wayne. It's the Andrew Breitbart in all of us. It's like, ooh, protesters. It's like Christmas.
I ain't going nowhere.
Especially with things like Facebook Live. I get like giddy at the thought of it. It's like Christmas. This is what they want. And the good news is that Cleveland's in the middle of nowhere. Nothing against this city, but it is the armpit of America, if anybody's listening from that city. They're not prepared for 50,000 people to hit. They've already had to open up one of their parks for people to camp out in, aka protesters. So, first of all, so you're going to have people, if they even get there, good luck. And then once they're there, the only problem is they're going to be so angry because they haven't taken a bath in 3 days and haven't had food.
I know you didn't.
We're just like stirring the hornet's nest here. So the good news is they're going to stink so much that hopefully they'll knock each other out before they even get to our whiff. And the media, God bless them. I love how, this, once again, I give this total John Boehner. I show him all love for this one. They're incorporating. They're like, oh, look, social, online media has taken over. We want to make them a part of us. So we're going to go over across the street and build in a parking garage and put up walls. Okay. And then also, security for this parking garage when we have, let's see, Black Lives Matter, the KKK, the African American Defense League, the Bikers for Trump. I mean, I'm sorry. Part of me, in a very sick way, just wants to bring out my tailgating chair, my big gulp, and my popcorn, and just kind of watch this whole thing, how this is all going to collide. The Big Bang Theory is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's going to happen. It's going down. I know that for dang sure. We were talking about something this morning. It's kind of been brewing on my brain. I almost got in front of the computer, Wayne. You would have been happy if I filmed today.
All right.
But we were talking this morning that where in the heck are these women? Where are the women that are in government? Where are the women that are on television that have the ability to go out and go after Hillary Clinton? We were talking about it this morning, and I was like, this is the easiest freaking campaign ever, you guys. We've got Hillary Clinton with a laundry list the size of Texas, and we don't have women standing up and coming out after her on television. What's going on?
Because they had to build a list of 20 of them against Donald Trump. That's where that women listed. No, that's the thing is they want to sit there and paint, and we have not gotten back to the round of let's making Mr. Trump be sexist. That I imagine that'll hit in about 3 weeks again. That's the next rotation for it. As you've noticed, there's the cycle of hate that the liberals throw at him. We have he hates homosexuals, then we have he hates the diversity, then he hates. I mean, next thing you know, he's going to hate grannies with poodles. No, you're right about the women that get out there and speak, but you also have to realize it's not necessarily our choice anymore. It's been interesting to watch the narrative, and I'm saying this as a CNN contributor and having to deal with it. The narrative changed so much that during the primaries, there was a lot more opportunity for women to be out there speaking because we were going against each other. Republican women, we were fighting each other. We had 17 candidates. We all had our favorite. Now that we're going up against Hillary, if the producers don't give you the airtime, then you're kind of mute. And if you're looking at a lot of these panels right now, it's not. And if you look at Trump's surrogacy team, the majority of them are women. Yet, if you see them, you see the weaker males. No offense that I see.
No, they're weak. Oh, no.
And I'm going.
Sexist, and they'll be saying if the women are sexist. Like, where's the Nikki Haley's? Like, where are they?
We don't need her. And then let's pick the choice of it. And that's the problem is that we're our own worst enemies here. And now Governor Jan Brewer, put her on anything and everything you can get that woman on, and yet they don't put her on. Fox News will put her on, but it's very rarely that I can see her. I've seen her on some of the Sunday morning shows. Jan Brewer is fantastic. But unfortunately, these other women, I don't know if I don't know what their idea is, but they feel like they still have to pay to the establishment. And I'm sorry, if you are a congressman, a senator, and you think that because you're a Republican that you're going to be in trouble in your district because Donald Trump's at the top of the ticket, with his engagement numbers being as high as they are, I would check your own voting record because obviously the people have an issue with you, not with Donald Trump. No, and I am tired of that excuse.
The whole premise that if you back Donald Trump, you're going to have a problem with an election is just nonsensical. If you look at the demographics that this man has garnered, I mean, almost everybody in normal America knows that there's a problem and knows that Hillary Clinton's not the solution. Now, you mentioned about Cleveland. I will say one thing because I come from a city with much the same attributes as Cleveland, a city that used to be great and used to have 1 million people, and now we have 300,000 in Pittsburgh. Don't underestimate the Cleveland Police Department. They're going to make sure that everything is right. Trust me on that. But I want to talk, Scottie, on something that has been developing with you. You were actually on with Piers Morgan in a Guns in America town hall, and you managed to parlay that into something so good. Could you tell the listeners about what's going on with you? I mean, you made a tremendous leap at CNN, and I think everybody needs to know it because you're one of us.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, and I've gotten a lot of criticism from both sides because at the same time they're doing this boycott CNN movement, and I understand because I'm frustrated a lot when I watch the programming as well. I get it. I understand that. The problem is if we're going to expand our base, we have to not be afraid to go into it, and we have to be a light in the darkness. As a woman of faith, I am commanded to do that in the Bible, and this is my mission field. And if we continue, and I love my time at Fox, I love my time at Fox Business, nothing but respect for everybody there. I would beg sometimes for some of those interviews these days because this is tough. But you have to, they're going to go out there and you're going to find it next week. And you're right. I did start off with Pierce Morgan. It was my first out there, and it was 7 men on there. I was the only female on a hand-picked audience of 150, and the only one that was pro Second Amendment and had to face the parents of the Sandy Hook shooters, victims 2 weeks after Sandy Hook. Very rough, very tough time. But what I realized from that is that if you're strong, if you're convicted, if you know your message, you can, with the truth on your side and knowledge on your side, you can go up against anything. Now, there's some ignorance that will never, ever listen to what you say, and they're just going to throw hate with you, and you just have to put them, in their own little special place, their own safe space. But the rest of the world, if you can actually engage, when I told somebody, if I can take the hate that comes out of joining, there was definitely pushback on both sides with CNN. I'll give them credit. At least they are going out there and they are trying to recruit people who are knowledgeable, who are close to Mr. Trump. Corey and I both, and there's now 4. There's actually 6 of us on staff that are official Trump supporters. I give them credit because at least they're not afraid to identify. At least they're trying to go out there now. When they put us on a panel like they're going to do next week with 8 other people and say, "Hey, I put 3 Never Trump Republicans on there. See, we're trying to be fair to you." I end up fighting with them more than I do the Democrats. But I think that the key is we cannot be afraid to go out to those areas, to go out into the MSNBCs, to go out into the Media Matters, the Mediaites. We cannot be afraid. They want to bully us into being quiet and silent and sticking with our own so that we make the general public think that we're the minority. That's how we got in this position in the first place. We were allowed to be convinced that we were the silent minority. And the truth is, we're now the loud majority. And I will not let them bully me and others who have found their voice and pushed it. By the way, on the other side of it, I do think that the NRA owes Pierce Morgan the NRA Freedom Fighter of the Decade Award for that series right there because he exposed what their real liberal progressive agenda is. That wasn't his goal, but we saw how quickly he was able to see that they really just wanted to take away our guns and our ammo.
Scotty, speaking of the Second Amendment, I find it fascinating how many people on the left, after the new Black Panther Party came out and said they were going to conceal carry, how many people on the left are just so passionate about the Second Amendment now?
Well, they've always been there. I mean, that's the reason. Yeah, I don't know if you're being sarcastic in that.
I'm being very sarcastic in that.
Okay, well, but yes and no. I mean, they've always used it. They've always utilized never let a tragedy go undone. But this is the reason why gun control didn't pass. It wasn't necessarily the Republicans. It was the Democrats. Harry Reid was a huge taker of NRA funds, and that he would do fundraisers with them. So there was a lot of Democrats. They hate the gun issue. What they're hiding it with, though, right now is they're saying, if we took away the guns, it would stop these mass shootings. It didn't work in Chicago. Evil still gets their hands on guns. You're just going after the legal citizens. I mean, if you're going to go in there and you're going to shoot up a school, I doubt you're checking to make sure that you have the right concealed carry permit to walk in the building. That's the issues that they try to do here. And I think this is something that we need to continue to push and fight the narrative. The lies that we're hearing about gun control and these polls, 98% of people in America believe we should have more restrictions on it. Yeah, I believe there should be. But my restriction is I believe that if you're on a terrorist watch list, you should not be able to buy a gun. Right. I don't believe that we should sit here and form a list of everybody who wants to buy a gun shell. And they just group it all together. It's the same kind of BS, no offense, that they're feeding us about the Black Lives Matter and the minority groups right now. And I'm done with it. And I have to tell you, and I hate to take it to this direction, but I'm kind of beefing myself up for war in the next few days because Don Lemon has been just on the outright. He has been very illogical in all this.
Yeah, she is illogical. You're right.
What is Scotty can't take that back to CNN.
I misspoke.
I mean, you don't want him to have his panties in a bunch. But listen,
stop.
What? That was Hutch. I was only like Hutch. Okay, so no, Scotty. But going back to the convention, this is my first time. Actually, this is everybody's first time in going to the convention. You have been there before. Let us know what we should expect day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Is it going to be like a carnival? Is it going to be like a state fair or amusement park atmosphere type of thing?
It should be. It really should be. First of all, it is. I mean, you meet some of the most amazing American patriots. Even if Romney was at the top of our ticket, I went with Bush in his second term as well. Even if we don't necessarily like the candidate that much, by golly, we all united behind them. It should be just one big celebration of the hard work, especially people like yourselves and like myself have been putting off for the past year. Mm-hmm. It should be. Now, tomorrow we start Rules Committee today. We'll really know Rules Committee tomorrow. If there's going to be a big stink somewhere in there. The Trump team feels very confident they're going to have the final say and they're going to have it'll rule in their favor. But you still have the Never Trumpers. They're going to try to create as much trouble as they can. It will not work. And so I'm hoping that tomorrow when they get the final, they've had the law come down on them. Mm-hmm. They've had the chairman of the Republican Party. Yeah, they've had senators. They've had congressmen. And tomorrow they're going to have the SEC of the Republican Party hopefully put their final thumb on them. If they still want to make a ruckus on next week and actually, cry at my party I think they're going to realize that they're doing more damage to themselves than they would ever hurt on us.
I have a question. What are your thoughts on this? Because it boggles my mind that Ted Cruz is coming to speak and the guy won't even endorse Donald Trump. I'd be happy to escort him right back to his airplane and head back down to Texas. I had no problem. Actually, I'd escort anybody that tries to start a ruckus next week. I would have fun, and I'd probably Periscope it so everybody could watch. But what do you think about Ted Cruz coming up and speaking next week when the guy won't even endorse the nominee? What's the point of it?
Well, I think unfortunately he was going to have a spot anyways, just because of the number of delegates that he had there. So I mean, it was more of a customary. Mr. Trump offered it to him. Now I'm sure he could have fought it, but I think by the way the rules stand right now, that he was going to get offered. So let's look a little kumbaya-ish. And that being said,
I don't want to look kumbaya-ish.
But let's at least look like we're all getting along. That being said, if he gets up there and he says one thing that in any way they can use as a rallying cry behind them, and he looks bitter, then he might as well kiss his bid for 2020 away. I don't care how many PACs that he forms like he's done in nonprofits, because there's 10 million people, and we are there on whenever, I think he's speaking like Tuesday or Wednesday night. We are there that night not to celebrate him. We are there to celebrate America and making America great again and all the work that we've done. And if he's going to come in and try to rain on the parade, I will be the first one to start the boo chants on that one, because that is
you
not.
Do it. You start from the left side. I'll go from the right side. We'll just meet in the middle.
Oh, honey, there's never anything left about me. So I guess we'll close.
No, even if the left side of the
stage. But even if it's the left side of the stage, it's still right of right. Okay, there's no left at the RNC. It is all right of right.
If he shows up, if he's speaking on Wednesday night, then me, myself, I've been thinking, depending on what time he's speaking on Wednesday night, but if he's speaking prime time on Wednesday night, there's a possibility he could be the vice presidential nominee pick on Wednesday night.
Well, and they're still waiting to release the schedule. If it's Tuesday or Wednesday, we're all a little. Trump's going to announce the VP nominee on Friday. Right, that's a given. Yes. That's just how it is. There at Trump Towers. See, there you go. See, this is what I love about us. We're very well informed. So we're going to know who that nominee is. I was kind of fingers crossed hoping that Ted Cruz at the last minute, this would have been all like, ha, gotcha. I'm a little bit less likely about it right now. I think that, but what he comes out and he says, if he comes out and looks like a leader and says that we all need to get behind Donald Trump and I'm endorsing Donald Trump tonight, and he gives a very good steal the spotlight, because remember, next week's also going to be the Democrats trying to do the biggest glitter bomb on the Republicans parade. Yeah. So it's going to be a real battle to see what they try to pull out. In fact, I was surprised that they went on and campaign, let the Bernie Sanders endorsement go this week. I thought they would have saved it for next. I'm surprised that she went on and pulled Barack Obama out on the campaign trail. She's running out of foam and friends real quickly. And so I think that, next week, if he comes out and he does a good, solid speech endorsing Mr. Trump, then he might be in the running down the road. If he comes out and looks like bitter sour grapes and just continues to stir the pot, he's done. His goose is cooked, and go back to Texas and put some barbecue sauce on it.
I just can't see. I mean, he's in a lose-lose situation. Period. I'm talking about Ted Cruz because he hasn't said anything at all, Scotty. He hasn't said anything at all about the campaign ever since Lying Ted in Indiana. When he lost Indiana, he dropped off the face of the mat and
you know what they've been doing, Wayne? My girlfriends are delegates in Texas. One of my girlfriends was a delegate, and they booted her off so a Ted Cruz kid could come in. There's been some shady stuff happening in Texas, at least that I know. 4 of my girlfriends are not delegates because the Cruz crew were bumping off the Trump people that voted for Trump and making them actually Cruz delegates.
But I know
that happened in Georgia. That's happened in Tennessee. That's that's in every state. Colorado right now. And that's why we have to watch and see what happens tomorrow, and why these whips of our party, talk about House of Cards, have been really working hard these last 48 hours. Now, I will tell you, here's a little insight. My husband's a delegate, and just magically, my phone number is his contact phone number. So today, when I got the phone call from Unbound Delegates, calling and said, "Hi, it's Chris Hughes there," and I went, "No, I'm sorry, it's not." Or I said, and they said, "Are you a delegate?" And I should have lied. I'm sorry. I would have taken it up with God down the road. I was like, "No, I'm sorry. My husband is." They're like, "Oh, we were just calling to see what your feelings were of how you were going to vote." And I went, "You sons of a guns, you're going around and you're polling delegates." Now, anybody else would have thought, would have just been like, "Okay, I'm a tattletale." So I immediately ran to the Trump campaign and said, "I just want to let you know they're calling every delegate right now trying to do a poll. If they come back and realize that they are well below where they should be, you're going to see it get squashed and you're not going to have much of trouble tomorrow. And this is just going to go real smoothly because they're not going to create this upheaval and slit their own throats for the future." And I'm hoping that's what Ted Cruz has realized.
Well, I mean, I just think for a person that hasn't said anything and has really sort of kept his base as small as they are, but has kept his base to where it is. If he steps on stage and says anything positive about Trump, they will leave him. If he doesn't say anything good about Trump, he will be hurt in 2020 or wherever. And he might even be hurt in his Texas run. So that's why I say it's a lose-lose for him for even taking the position. And it's a lose for Rubio because for a while there, I was like, you know what? When he said he was going to run for Senate, hey, great. I'll back you now, boy. I mean, you learned some stuff. And then all of a sudden he came out against Trump for this. And he was going to the convention, and now he's not going to the convention. I was like, you know what? I ain't supporting him. I ain't supporting Rubio.
Wayne, I've never supported Rubio and never will. But, Scotty, I want to know, what do you think about the vice presidential pick? Who are you looking at, and what do you think that Donald's going to do?
Gingrich.
I'm very, very confident that it's just, my little crystal magic ball that it will be Newton. I think that would be a fantastic choice. I really do wish they would have looked a little bit more seriously, though, at Colonel Allen West. I really wish he would have been in that running. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think he would have been the best bet. They're like, well, he's got a couple baggage. Okay, they all do. Yeah. But I think he would have satisfied, and he is a strong, strong speaker and leader. But I have to tell you, let's just say that Hillary Clinton, decides that she wants Elizabeth Warren as her VP pick. I cannot wait for a Newt Gingrich versus Elizabeth Warren speech. I mean, get your buttered popcorn ready.
I can see it now.
Could you not see that? Now, this is the thing about Newt is if it does turn out to be Newt on Friday, I think Hillary will readjust her VP. Yeah. I mean, Newt will affect none of the other people we've mentioned would make her rethink her VP choices. Except Newt will make them rethink.
Well, she'll hire more lawyers and everything else.
If she makes what's her name, Pocahontas, the VP, then when we go and broadcast from the Democratic debates, I'm going to bust out my native gear.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Cole, you got anything?
Well, I agree with you. It should be new. I'm from Indiana, and of course, Mike Pence was for some reason thrown into that discussion for vice president.
Yeah, somebody was drunk.
I'm going to ask you because you're the expert here, Scotty. I'm going to ask you, what would theoretically Mike Pence even bring to the table? Because I can't see it.
Well, and
hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Maitre d'. No. I think what he brings is he brings some sort of confidence, some sort of stability to the ticket for those establishment folks in D.C. I heard Daryl Issa today say, you know what, I'd like Mike Pence. You know, you look at these guys that are the congressmen, senators, if you want to pander to them and kind of make them feel a little bit more comfortable, then you go with a Mike Pence. That was kind of like what the traditional candidate would want. The problem is with Mike, couple things. I think he's a great guy. There's no doubt that he wants to be president one day. But what does he bring to the ticket compared to a Donald Trump ticket? Because exactly, you know, he might look so stable that he'll make the top of the ticket look crazy because he is so straight-laced. I think you also have this issue, and not many people have brought it up about him. You know, when he was thinking about running for president, the one question I asked him, I said, you know, Governor, Common Core, you had the chance to strike it down in Indiana, and you did not. Why didn't you fight it? You were one of the few states that could have been the example for it. So, you know, you kind of look at his record, and there's a couple little points in there that, you know, the conservatives could look at. But he just does not bring you don't need someone that's necessarily as fiery and engaged, but you also don't need somebody that is so straight-laced
you don't need
that he would make any of us look kind of, you know, a little bit wild standing next to him.
Right. You don't want to drag on the ticket. And, you know, I was saying earlier, Scotty, with Newt has a chance to be a go-to guy for Donald Trump, meaning go-to because Newt knows both sides of Congress. He basically knows Washington like the back of his hand, and I don't mean streets. He knows how he knows how government works, and he's not the same Newt that he was in the 1990s. You know, he's found Jesus, he's a couple book tours and different things like that. But he is so against the media right now that 1-2 punch, the media wouldn't have a chance. It will be, I mean, Republicans, anybody, I mean, independents and even some Democrats would flock to the TV to watch both of these guys slam the media down, slam Hillary down with facts and emotions, that it would be almost entertainment. But
it would be entertainment. Here's one thing. Here's the problem that we are going to have to deal with Newt is obviously this NAFTA. Mr. Trump has made his numbers because he's for the American worker and blasts NAFTA. NAFTA, unfortunately, was one of those dark clouds on Newt's horizon. So it will be interesting to see how the two kind of merge their thoughts and opinions on that. But I think ultimately, and not to go back and rehash this, but talking about Indiana, the one thing about Governor Pence, I think this is why he will ultimately not be chosen, is Mr. Trump knows the fire is coming. He's seen the fire. We've all been through the fire. Oh, my gosh. Every single one of us right now on our airwaves have been through the fire with somebody over something that one of the positions or something Mr. Trump has said. He knows that's coming. It's going to be 10 times worse. He cannot trust that Governor Pence is going to stand by his side and take those darts and take those that burning at the stake that they're going to do to him. Newt Gingrich will stand there as well. And that right there, I think, is the ultimate reason why that chemistry, that confidence is exactly what Donald Trump needs. He needs someone, even though, you know, Newt disagreeing with him about the judge, I thought that was out of character. Then I thought about it. I mean, you know what? That was on purpose.
Yeah, it was.
That right there was to show folks I could still be myself. I can still disagree with him, and it's not going to make much of a difference.
That's the only way that I looked at that. But can you imagine the first question to Mike Pence? You chose Cruz first. Now all of a sudden you are pumping up Donald Trump. That's the first question. That's the first question that would go to Pence. And Pence, you know.
Yeah, no, he would run away from it. And that doesn't work for Mr. Trump. He needs that loyalty. He needs that strong base. You know, everybody, it was interesting. He's very, you know, the reason why, he only consults with his families.
I'll do it.
Well, yeah, I completely can respect that. Can't you?
And you know, hopefully Manafort is not pushing Pence. In the back of my mind, I think he probably is.
I don't think so.
But I think that, you know, what Pence represents is the vanilla, the establishment of the Republican Party. And there's people out there, there's consultants that are saying, oh, you got to have Pence because it's going to, you know, ease the base. You know, Donald Trump is winning because he's rejecting the base. The entire country is rejecting the base. And I think that that's another reason why, no, you don't pick the safe. They're calling him the safe guy. And I think he's an anchor. He's an anchor around Donald Trump's ankle.
Who, I mean, Pence?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But we can't afford that this year. We're going up against Hillary Clinton.
And
Hillary Clinton. And VP is going to make a big difference this year. Our VP is going to bring over the moderates. VP is going to bring over the Bernie Sanders ones. Right. We can't go to Jesus, so we're going to lose them all.
let me ask you this one, Cam. You'll understand this one. Do you actually think that Donald Trump and he might? But we've never heard him talk about an 8-year legacy. In fact, he's the only candidate running for president that's never talked about 8 years. I don't know if he's completely, and he's not going to say, no, I'm only going to do one term, but I'm not so sure that he's not going to go in there and completely wreck this bureaucracy and tear it to shreds. And then he wants somebody who knows how to do it, how to rebuild it right. Well, someone who has done a contract of America, and I think that's what Newt Gingrich brings to the table. I think he's going to hand it over.
But in that case, though, right? But in that case, you have to find somebody like you. You have to find somebody, and Newt and Christie are like Trump. Okay,
but yes, but Newt also knows the law and knows how to build it, and that's what makes the difference.
Right. I agree.
And he knows that the Supreme Court is not the supreme being in American government.
Right.
That is one of the things that he can deconstruct the Supreme Court rulings and the Supreme Court's roles so well that I think, and this is something that's so important these days, because look at all of the things that the Supreme Court has done negatively concerning the Constitution. I mean, he is I look at him as somebody that looks at everything in a different way. You know, everybody says that, just because the Supreme Court is dealing with precedent isn't the law of the land. The Constitution is.
You're correct, and once again, you're making too much sense. We stopped talking about the separation of powers because under this current administration, it is they all kind of do each other's job, and I think that's where Trump is looking at somebody like a Newt Gingrich knows how to bring it back. We've got to talk about learning our roles. Let's talk about how we started this entire show. Learn your role, branches of our government, and I think that's something Trump is going to very quickly put into place. Like, okay, let's actually abide by what's going on.
Let me ask you before I let you go, and I don't want to, but we're going to have you at at our table next week. To sit down with us and stuff. But let me ask you, because some people are throwing Jeff Sessions' name out there. Let me throw this to you. I think Jeff Sessions should stay in the Senate, and the reason why I think that is because Jeff Sessions is Donald Trump's link inside the Senate. I don't see anybody else that would work with Donald Trump right now. Jeff Sessions is one of those that uses common sense. He's logical. He's even keel. He's able to win over support if he needs to. He's more of a friend to Ted Cruz and the other people than anything else. So that's why I was thinking, maybe Sessions needs to stay and maybe take Mitch McConnell's spot. I don't know.
No, I think you're correct, and I think Senator Sessions did. I'm sorry, Senator Sessions.
Yeah,
he did meet with Mr. Trump. I'm sorry, that's my our Southern accents. We compete with each other, and he admitted today that it was just he's one of his biggest advisors. We're not really hearing from him this idea that he is going to be a VP. He's actually going to be the VP candidate. He's given him some of his staff. I really think Senator Sessions is just going to serve in the advisor role, and I think you're right. He will end up staying in the Senate. Like I said, Newt. Now, I'd like to say this. I am looking at the current Fox News right now, and some female who's a host on there, not to say her name, says critical RNC Rules Committee meeting on Thursday. Critical. Ooh.
They're trying. She's talking about Sweet Cheeks. I know what she's talking about. Wants to be in Rocky Movie 3, number 3.
That's another one. I invited Rich Lowry to be my date to Donald Trump's inaugural ball next year. I actually did that on Twitter tonight. I think Wayne Dupree needs to take Megyn Kelly to Donald Trump's inaugural ball. I think that should be his date.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I think so.
She blocked me on Twitter, so I'll do it.
Well, there. But I think we should all take somebody, a bitter person, and make sure that we are locked arm in arm in them, and they walk in and they have to say, "Good evening, President Trump." I just want to be there for that moment.
You know what? I officially am inviting Megyn Kelly to be my date.
I'm inviting Debbie.
Well, then you know what? I get Sean then.
No, we got to do bitter. We got to find people that are bitter.
Bitter.
We need bitter. We need someone to take.
Jake Tapper. I'll take Tapper.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Tapper would be good.
There you go.
Don Lemon. We need someone to take Don Lemon. That's what our recruitment should be.
I'll take Don Lemon.
I was like, wait a minute.
Love wins. Like I said, that needs to be. We need to start a game next week at the RNC. We need to do date a match. Or didn't we have Hannah date? Yeah. We need to have Bitter a date.
Yeah.
For the inaugural ball, and we need to all start picking out who everybody should take. Who should Ann Coulter take? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
And Hutch
Van
Bailey
Jones?
Jr. gets Rosie O'Donnell.
Van Jones.
I'm taking Debbie Wasserman Schwartz.
That's nasty. That's
I'm telling you, this could be fun. We should start a website like this, bitteradate.com.
Yeah. Well, Megan, come on over. You might have to unblock me to answer, but
you can't make it.
He's got some Rascal Flats ready to go for you.
So you know what, Scotty? That's supposed. All right, bet.
I got him blushing.
Bet.
I got Wayne Dupree blushing
all right,
again.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. We're going to be talking to you in a few days, so be careful.
If I make it through the next 48 hours of the Rules Committee, yes, you will be talking to me, or else I will be in jail and you will be bailing me out.
You can actually call in tomorrow night if you want to, because if you need to vent, we're going to be right here. So just call in and just let it out, girlfriend.
Yep,
is that from the Cleveland County Jail? Is that will you take my collect call, please? Just say if you get a collect call from the Cleveland County Jail, you will know myself
we'll be
had a good evening.
It's a liberal city. They have Wi-Fi in the jail, I'm sure.
We'll just Skype straight from the jail cell. That'll be awesome.
Well, I'm sure that they hand out those Obama phones in the can, so you know.
And somebody said, Wayne, that you're taking Ruth Ginsburg.
Look, Scotty.
I started it all. I started the rumor.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because
Wayne, at least you're not having a gay affair with Don Lemon. At least you haven't fallen that far. The Falcons' wings got broken.
Hey, hey, I get to stay in the CNN hotel next week. I got the text. It is all CNN. We've taken over the entire hotel. I mean, you want to talk about outnumbered. That right there is like, find the one conservative. It's so bad that the EP and the HR director have already told me my room is in between theirs. I think they're afraid for my life.
Well, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, help me.
Oh, there'll be lots of prayers.
Okay, before you go, Donald Trump returned to the one. Well, it's not like he's left the person that we know, but he said Ginsburg, mine was shot. He's like, Ginsburg, mine is shot. She ought to resign. That's gold. That's gold, Jerry. That's gold. You know.
I mean, this is the same one that insulted the Pope. I mean, he's not good. I mean, you name it, he's going to go after you. But you know, and I think a lot of liberals though are very upset with Ruth Bader Ginsburg that she is still on. They were hoping she would actually retire under Obama.
What's she waiting
so they could get a chance. Well, she's waiting. I don't know.
The long nap.
Wake up from her nap. I don't know.
Okay, all right, great minds. Scotty, how can people reach out?
Because before you know it, her nose is going to be touching her feet.
No, you didn't. No,
that's where her boobs are.
All right.
Oops, did I say that? I
well,
broke at least 12 codes of conduct.
I messed up earlier, but okay. So, how can people reach out to you on social media?
If you want to help me arrange Wayne Dupree's bitter date for the inauguration, look at Twitter right now. Wayne's done a great job of tweeting out our Facebook at Scottie Nell Hughes. But all of you guys, I cannot wait till next week. We will all get through it together. Like I said, get a good sense of humor, get some good sleep, and bring some Red Bull because it's going to be a wild ride, folks.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my sis, Scottie Hughes, she'll be joining us next week on Radio Row and sitting down with us to let us know what's going on. Scottie, until then, I love you.
I love you. So you can call you from Cleveland County Jail tomorrow night.
Okay.
Sure, this is Bernie Sanders.
Ring a ding. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Scottie Hughes here on the Wayne Dupree Show, and glad that you're with me. Remember, the reason why, for those that are watching on Right Side Broadcasting Network, thank you for hanging in there with us. We had to ship I got it right, our equipment.
That would be a camera, Wayne.
Equipment.
Okay.
We had to move our equipment. I'm just gonna stop saying the word because I think it's the coffee. Tonight's show is being brought to you by weareamericacoffee.com. But we had to move our equipment to Cleveland. So For the next couple nights, we will be doing this audio. But on Friday night, we're going to take calls tomorrow night. But on Friday night, we have Dinesh D'Souza, who is going to be joining us. Got in contact with him today, and we're going to be talking about his movie that's getting ready to come out in a few days. There's a showing in Cleveland Sunday night. I think that we're going to try to get in there and see Dinesh D'Souza's Hillary's America. But he's going to be here on the Wayne Dupree Show on Friday. He's part of the family here, and we're going to talk about his new movie, what it entails, what's he trying to do, and will it be successful? So tomorrow night we're going to be taking some phone calls. So remember, come back. If you aren't subscribed to the Right Side Broadcasting Network, make sure that you are. Make sure that you click that subscribe button on YouTube. For those that are on the Right Side Broadcasting Network website, y'all are some of the most dedicated people to stay on the website. But let me tell you something. They have some great stories that you need to share on the Right Side Broadcasting Network website. So make sure you're sharing those stories and getting the message out, because you have a lot of workers that are taking time to write those stories, and they need to be shared. For those that are listening on Spreaker, thank you again. You're our ace buku. You are there. You're there for us, and we appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging with us. Cam, how can people jump on that Twitter, our Twitter family?
I'm on Twitter at Cam, KAMVTV.
Yeah, how can people get into the Twitter group?
Oh, if you guys want to be a part of our Twitter group, it's quite humorous. We have a blast in there. Just go ahead and send me a direct message at CamVTV, and I can add you to our group. So we throw tweets in there, and then when something important is happening, especially when the show's going live, that's when we throw even more tweets in there. So join us on the Wayne Dupree private messaging group.
And Mr. Cole McNeely, how can people reach out to you on social media?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Cole McNeely, and also check out ColeMcNeely.com, or check out WayneDupree.com, and then go to ColeMcNeely.com through WayneDupree.com, so then we both get views.
Yeah, tell them the secret again. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, everybody needs to go and check out ColeMcNeely.com. He has a group of millennial writers over there. He has his own Death Star going on over there at ColeMcNeely.com. There's a lot of millennial voices and millennial opinions that you need to check out. So make sure that you support his website also. Hutch Baylor Jr.
Hey, Scottie Hughes was with us from the beginning, Wayne.
Yes, I know.
It's really outstanding that she's still doing well and doing so much better.
Oh, yeah.
So check her out. But I'm Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook, Bird's Eye View on Twitter, SteelCityResistance.blogspot.com. And, wow, good. This is the first time that I'm actually starting to come to grips that we're getting ready to go to this convention. I'm really fired up. Thanks, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wayne Dupree, and I am the host of the Wayne Dupree Show. And happy that you, once again, are with us. Make sure that, again, you are following us, Wayne Dupree Show, on Twitter, or check us out on Facebook under News Ninja 2012. And until tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, remember, 202-470-6738. You'll be able to call in tomorrow night. We're going to take some calls. And Dinesh D'Souza on Friday night. So God bless you, everybody. And remember, you have to support Trump like you never have before. He needs your help. He needs you. He needs your fight. He needs your spirit. Because now the game is afoot. We are warriors trying to defeat Hillary Clinton and all those that would stand against us trying to make America great again. Now, and we can't do it with tissue paper feelings. So if somebody is calling you a name, or somebody is going against you, or somebody is trying to slam you, or somebody is trying to brush them off. Brush them off. The country is more important than your feelings right now. You knock on your neighbor's doors. You knock on your community doors. You hand out flyers. You do anything that you have to do. But we have got to win this fight in November. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no other candidate. This is it. If somebody else was in this place right now, then we would be supporting that person. I know most of you would. But this Donald Trump needs us. He needs you. So do everything possible. Everything. That's something that I just wanted to say because I didn't want to let that get past without us at least addressing that. The media is going to try everything to shake you and rattle you and make you question exactly who you are supporting. Don't let them. This is not that election. Barack Obama should have never won the first term or the second term. Now that you know that, now that you know what the left is capable of, you should be a whole lot stronger than where you were. I charge each of y'all to get out there and make things happen. God bless you. Y'all have a great night.
Why should dancers alone? No, nobody knows. Nobody knows.